Hey, how's it going, Demonkin? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Crawler. Alright. Just chilling. I've been working on this razor style for a little bit. I was working on it last night with something I was satisfied with, you know, with like the limitations that we have with the chromas. So I was pretty satisfied with it. I saw they had that issue with the Argus. To be honest, for like the whole week, I would just give people progress at that point. If you have that much of an issue with it, I would just give people progress and say, hey guys, uh, you know, this week's on us or something. Let's go over to the lake over here. Let's see. I had somebody in Discord ask me a really good question. I thought it was good to maybe something to bring up. When they were looking at the immolation shield, it said that it had greater shield value, and they thought that that meant that it was like a shield that buffs other shields, and they didn't understand exactly how shields like that work. Basically, when it comes to damage reduction shields, they can take a lot more damage, but they're not an absolute shield. So that's a trade-off. They can take a lot more damage, but they're not going to give you full protection. So, you know, like you could probably take a couple million damage with one of those shields, but you know, but all in all, you're probably going to be taking tens of millions of damage. So you still have to survive that damage, you know. But the shield will last a lot longer for whatever duration it has. Where full shields that take 100%, they're going to have a lower damage cap, but they will take 100% of the damage thrown at you until they, you know, break or you know, or their duration ends. That's something to kind of keep in mind when it comes to things like that, because I think the wording for immolation threw them for a loop, and they thought it was supposed to be like something that buffs other shields, and no, that's not the case. It's just that, you know, over time it'll be able to take more damage. It just won't be giving you that absolute 100%, you know, uh, damage reduction. You will actually, you know, you'll still take some damage. It's there to reduce, not absolutely take away all the damage. Let's go to frozen Mogo. Just let's see the wording here. See the wording. They were like greatly increases shield value. Yeah, that's in tank roll too. However, shield absorbs 35% damage taken. So they were looking at troll roll, and it says greatly increases shield value, not realizing that, you know, damage roll and tank roll are drastically different on the strength for the shield. Where is he? Is he already gone? Yeah, he's already gone. Let's see if we got another phase. Yeah, he's probably down in this phase. Here he is. For me, I like to use a partial shield because I will consistently always take damage. So, you know, as long as you take damage, then Razor, or you just in general, can heal more. You'll consistently heal more, and so your Razor will proc more. Because, like, let's say you do put like a full shield on. Well, now you're protecting yourself from anything to heal, and if you're full health, well, now you're losing an opportunity to reduce the cooldown of your Razor quicker. For some reason, my cancel didn't count for Ebon. That can sometimes happen if they juggle you like mid-ability. It just won't register. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but I mean, it is what it is. You just got to get a good, you know, just got to get a one time with your finisher in there, and you'll be back at full power. That ire stops so much CCing, stops them from juggling you a lot, and it gets you back up on your feet when you need it the most. There's no... Bazooka says, I like your new Razor style. Sad there's no half-side style to make a red and blue style. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, even if there was, you wouldn't be able to wear both chromas at the same time. It would still be the same situation, unfortunately. Now, if they made a chroma that was both blue and red, so if it was blue and red, and then it had one part that was like a black with like the glow on it, you know, with like maybe both of their glows overlapped or something, that might be kind of cool. But I mean, other than that, that does sound like a logistical nightmare with two different glows and trying to make that work. You know, just... I don't know goes into making this sort of a material, but I'm guessing it's probably not easy if you're trying to overlap a bunch of stuff. But this is like the best we're gonna get. And even the shoulders, this suit was a lot more challenging than you'd figure, because like some pieces would work and then some wouldn't, but then there are some other pieces that you'd go to that didn't work because You know, the chroma didn't quite work well with the coloring on the piece that you were looking at getting. So there's a bunch of different things. And when it comes to the shoulders, it wanted to add the like the ugly like white lining on the side. And I thought that was dumb. Like there's a version where it's red like this, a red on the black area, and then it was trying to do like a, there's no version of this where it's red and then has black on the lining. There's nothing like that. So I was forced to put the Furious chroma, a Furious material on there to cover it. But this uses a whole, this hand right here uses the same one as this. This uses its own, so I'm literally using a material for one piece of gear or one style piece. And then the waist, chest, and feet use the same chroma. So you're really like limited. I kind of wish we could have more slots for chromas. Oh my goodness. I think that would be a quality of life change. I'll see if I can try to request something like that. Give us like another 2 slots, you know? Why ask for 1 when you can ask for 2? That's something I'd like to see. Have them add 2 slots for you know, so you can equip more chromas or whatever. But that's definitely something. I mean, this was good for what it was. You know, this style turned out as good as I could hope. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. You know. Obviously, if I had more slots, maybe I'd go a little crazier, but we'll have to see in the future if anything like that does get kind of like done. That'd be kind of cool. Alright. Bazooka says, maybe in the future. Remember we had 3 color slots a long time ago? Yeah. I mean, so in my mind, I mean, how hard do you, I don't know. I don't know how hard this would be, to be honest, for them to do another slot or 2. It's about equipping the information, so equipping the chroma in there, and just creating additional pathways to allow it to be put onto gear in your menu. I would think, right? Like as a player, that's what I would think, right? But I could be woefully off in terms of like how difficult that is. But yeah, I remember the 3 color slots, and that was pre-materials. There were no materials back in the day, and you only had 3 slots. That was years upon years upon years ago. Definitely something that was a lot harder to make styles with, because you were really having to choose between, you know, a lot of characters not having a certain color or having to do without or something of that nature. Let's see if I can warp. Nice. Oh, okay, not as nice. I need to get all the way over here. But yeah, but I mean, now now it seems like if you need like a color or 2 on a piece or whatever, you could always throw like a chroma on, you know? So you have something to work with. Trying to see if the full phase probably has this boss up. They probably do. It's just, you know, the phase is full. I guess I could wait for this guy to come up. See how the blue is like drastically different. I mean, I'm still fine with the chroma. I still like it. You know. But man, is that blue drastically different. It's more of a blue metallic. Like you see the red Fury, like you have the Furious chroma here. It's like cloth based, and then you really look at the blue, and the blue really has like a metallic sheen to it. Like definitely a much different chroma. But I mean, there was a lot of stuff back in the day when I started 2013. There was a lot of stuff back in the day that we just didn't have that now we have, and it's like unbelievable to think to not have it. I forget a lot of the changes, to be honest, because there have been so many. But there was a lot of stuff that we did without, and then it was like we finally got, you know, changes, and we're like, oh wow. And now if those changes were reverted, like if they were to revert those changes back, I'd probably be like, oh my goodness, like what did we ever, you know, what did we ever do without that change? So man, she keeps moving. I love how the boss moves, but she's the one that keeps resetting herself because she keeps going out of bounds. Like she's knocking herself out of her own area. Saint Walker, you're going gray, friend. It's like, yeah, I can handle this. It's alright. It's like I could be like low health, and then I just do like one combo of Aquatic Arsenal, and I'm like already full health. I gotta do my other build with an actual shield so that I can turn the cogs. Yeah, she spams that like mad. Ah. Let's get into callous. Too many ads. Too many ads. I was just trying to rush to get those in. I gotta burn some of those ads. That's just me getting impatient. Well, if there's anything this doesn't reward is being impatient. Alright. Ani Fury says the Blue Lantern chroma material not as glowy as the Furious one. Yeah, the Furious one is like really bright in comparison to the Blue Lantern one. It's got like a metallic, it's got like a very like metallic feel to it. They're like, oh, we're gonna stop you from picking it up. No, you're not. This one. Oh, cannot do your whatever since you're transformed. Okay, fine, we'll do this then. Or wait, or I could just give this to the guy over here. There you go. Fully destroys it, takes it. Oh no, never mind. I was like, yeah, it takes it from the instance. I know that happens with the raid. Or one of the raids. You don't really need those weapons. They're kind of cool just when you're big. I wish we had like a trinket like that. Pull everything out and just stomp them. I'm actually surprised he didn't do any of the like the axes spin around to damage you. Maybe that's an interaction if you have the weapon on. If somebody's got the weapon. Nope, wrong area. I'm looking and I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, this doesn't look like the right area. That's over here. It's down further. Alright, so this one... This one's probably the hardest area to find anything. Just because it's kind of an open stretch. Usually if you're lucky, they'll use the most obnoxious, like, there we go, where you can easily see it. This one over here. Alright, I'm just gonna sick these guys on them because they're causing me trouble. Keep them busy. And this is why it's important to have a shield. There we go. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, when I turned the cog on, the other one, it was like instant. So I was like, oh, okay, the other one has to be like that. Nope. The other one's an actual full cog. So you're standing there while they're, you know, trying to still hit you. Probably going to be the same problem here, but we'll see. Just gotta do this quickly before another ad can be like, oh, someone's over there. Yeah, there we go. Alright, give me a second here. Alright, I'm going to be testing. Let's see how that sounds. Alright, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. Alright, let me hear the playback. Alright, one more time. Last time. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Alright. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be the best that I'm going to get right now. I don't know why it is. I don't know. Maybe I need to get another mic. I don't know. I've had this headset for a while and it works really good. It's just, I don't know. With certain circumstances, it just wants to bug out. You know, if I need to, I'll just buy another one. But I don't know. Maybe I can hook up the audio in the back instead or something. Because I am using USB and I know it's not as, I don't know. I feel like it's inferior when it's USB to USB splitter to the mic itself. But I did basically have to I had to sacrifice my front audio jacks on the front of the PC, so I was just putting in from USB. So you know, that's kind of just what I have to deal with for now. Otherwise I'll have to take a look at just putting the audio jack in the back and configuring that. It's just, I don't know, it's just a pain in the butt right now. Something I'm really trying not to worry about right now, but we'll just have to see. If it happens, then I gotta do it. Then it is what it is. Because it seems like it's really finicky while using the USB jack. Or if I have like things going on in the background, that could be also part of it. Just trying to like knock out any sort of like background noise, and then it glitches out, which is probably also it being on the jack. All right. Okie doke. So we finish that off. I'm gonna do the. Let's do the other one. I think it's Artifacts from the Past? Or no, I think it's the Necropolis. I think Artifacts from the Past. That's the one with Mr. Miracle. I think that one requires me to have 2 different groups turning cogs. So I would literally have to have another character from another account go ahead and like turn the cog. Like I could run the game with you know, with like another running in the background, but it's just a lot of work to go ahead and do that just to turn a cog. So I had to do that when it came to the well, not turn a cog, but it was to queue up for What is it? Cute for Love and War, because Love and War right now for the villain side is bugged. Like, you can't get into the King Street Mall. You can't get in there as a villain. The literally the teleporter like doesn't come up for it. So you're kind of screwed. Oh, it's because there's an Urgren weapon here. That's why they're rising. Alright. Or do it. There we go. Okay, we got that. Oh, another weapon right there. I've actually had this bug out where the boss will actually jump to you, and then he'll be outside the boss room and he'll bug out. And then it won't finish the fight because it'll you know, he's not dead in the room. He's dead outside the room, so it won't count. And so like the instance is basically broken at that point. Ooh, blue mist container, blue lantern. Alright, nice. One raid I haven't done in a little bit is Fire and Brimstone. I think that'd be an interesting raid. That's a lot of cog turning though. Definitely quite a few. Tiny Little, it says, have you watched the new Lantern show? I have. I don't really know what to think about it right now. I've only seen the first episode. I want to say it drops on Sundays, right? I could be wrong, but I think it was Sundays. I've only watched the first episode. I gotta kind of get it into my head to figure out what day it is, because I kind of had like a thing going on with the schedule where I think my Adventures with Superman was Sunday. That pretty much has ended for this season. I'm trying to think what else. X-Men 97, I think they had their finale episode last week. So that's pretty much done for right now. So Lantern TV shows what I got on my roster in terms of like what I'll watch. But other than that, nothing else really. You know, because I know for a while on Wednesdays I had Invincible. That was fun. I'm glad that they didn't like split it. That was so rough having them split it between. They had it like between 1 year and then they had their holidays and they stopped, and then it was spread into February of the next year. And nobody was a fan of that. Everybody's like, no, don't do that again. Just do it earlier then. And they're like, okay, we get it. We won't do that again. Beard comb. I think I have seen that before. We'll see if we can... Well, no, I'll just collect these. I'm just going to do it. Now we'll hold on to those. This is old gear. I don't need that. Man, I farmed these out like mad, these weapons, because I really like them. So the Scythian weapons are basically the artifact weapons, but you can actually like tint them and color them and put materials on them. I mean, you can with the actual artifact weapon from what is it, the Paradox, Patchwork Themyscira, but those are like, you can't tint them directly, and when you put a material on them, they, you know, they're like, here, let me see if I can show a good example. Like, I really like those Scythian weapons, like here's a Scythian braided weapons. This is what we got, right? You could put a material on it. If I want to, I can color it directly like this. See, like, I can color it however I want. So there you go, look at that. I can color them however I want. I could put material on it, bam, good to go. Look at that, amazing. And that, but with the artifact weapon, look at that, much different. Like, you can't, and they're already like pre-tinted, so you can't change them. They're much brighter, so they're definitely a lot more they're definitely a lot brighter, so they are very nice, but they are a lot brighter than the old version. You can't tint them, but they are brighter, and they are more faithful to the actual artifact weapons. So yeah, Lantern TV show. I have really no idea how I really feel about it yet. I did see the kind of, you know, the 2026, you know, Hal Jordan thing kind of going on there. I did see that. I don't know if I really like it. I know that some channels are saying it might be a misdirect, and, you know, like how they said that aliens can, you know, in the show, you know, like, was it 14 different types, or was it 4 different types, know how to fake you know, a human body on an MRI and all these, you know, CT scans and all this other stuff, you know, there is a good chance that, you know, that's actually the case. So you just never know. And he didn't have, you know, the ring, so it could be an imposter, you know what I mean? But either way, you know, there could be, you know, Tiny Little says that the ones that you can tint seem better. Yeah, because you could do more with them, where the other ones, it's kind of like, you get the artifact weapons, that's it. You know? Like, that's all you can really do with them, is have them as the artifact weapons. You can't change them into something else that you want. Let's see here. Where is it? There we go. Fire and brimstone. However, when I do this, I have to run my shield instead. I'll definitely need to run that. Just because there's just too many cogs for me to not have it on, I have to have it so I can turn cogs comfortably, or I'm going to have problems. And I don't want to have problems. Yeah, brimstone actually hits pretty hard in this instance, so it's not too bad. It's just the reason why I don't really run this a lot. It is one of the longer raids. Man, Oracle is freaking tall. Holy cow. I didn't realize she was this tall. Look at that. That is insane. Holy cow. Holy cow. I didn't think that Oracle was that tall, or at least, like, I know that's a robot, but still, holy cow, I didn't think she'd make, you know, the robot that tall. What happens if I stand there? Ah, okay. The funny thing is when you like fight Jimmy in the suit, I end up just burning him out. I wonder if I could burn him out, just straight burn him out. Now that I'm... Nah, he's just doing a lot of healing. Alright. I could say I tried. Alright. This is what the shield's for. Man, he does a lot of grounding. Alright. Okay, there you go. I'm hitting him with it. Hasn't taken yet. It's probably because Lex is in the way, and so it's not counting it. And Constantine's just hanging out. Alright, I'm gonna try another turret. Because that is not working. Let's see if that one works or not. There it is. Now it's working. There we go. Bring out all my boys. It's like, we don't need spider bots. We need that shield taken down. There we go. There we go. I can work with that. There we go. Man, this turret works good. He's more over near this one. Knocked me out of that. Alright, that's fine. I can work with that. Okay, this is getting dumb now. Man, at this point he's just griefing. Alright, let's try another one then. One that he's not near. Yeah, Tiny. So some builds are great for it, and some just aren't. This one could do most of them. It's just that I have to add like a shield or better shield here and there, just depending on what I'm running. All right. Yeah, see what I mean, where it definitely takes some time. Just gonna burn out Jimmy. Unfortunately, you have to help Jimmy. Yeah, the stuff that I can't solo is where there's either a lot of health and it's time based for certain like mechanics, or I have to turn multiple cogs. And that's what the no scaling will help with, for getting feats and stuff. I just realized the whole freaking turret, I had to be using the turret. There you go. He's like, my ears are ringing. Well, Jimmy, you shouldn't have put on Lex Luthor's freaking suit. That's on you, bud. Because I think, like, in this raid, he's like, hey, guys, we could fight Lex Luthor. I got one of his suits. It's like, oh, you think that Lex Luthor can't remote pilot one of his suits? Like, Jimmy, that's why you're the sidekick. Now this part is annoying because you have to jump from console to console and quickly get to them. Yep, missed that. Well, not gonna get to that. We could do this if you play closer attention. It's like, yeah, it's only me. There you go. There you go. Okay. Alright. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, I haven't had a problem with them in general now, just because of just because it's like with aquatic. Well, even before Aquatic Arsenal, I could beat the time limit with like maybe a few minutes to spare. The only thing that I wouldn't be able to solo, still to this point, but it's very close, would be the Hydra. I can't solo that. I mean, I can, but not within the time that it wants. I think I'm like 20 seconds off or something like that. Like 20 seconds off, 15 seconds off. So I'm really cutting it down, and you know, I could probably do it if I don't die. But I don't know, the way that he goes about it, he always gets me at least like once, because a lot of the hit boxes for like when he like does his, you know, like red cone attacks or whatever, they go much farther out than they actually should. And they hit farther back than they should. Like, it's like a cone on the front, a cone on the front of him, but yet he's damaging me, a person who's behind him. It just doesn't make sense. So there's no way you can really like plan for that, because then you're just backing up and trying to avoid that damage, and then you're losing time. So you're just absolutely just losing. And then if you're losing time, well then you're just not going to finish the boss. You're going to lose anyway. So you have to be a little willing to go ahead and risk. You know, add a bit of risk to it. Oh, okay, I actually got credit for that. I didn't even know this had credit to it. But yeah, so it's like you either risk it and roll the dice and see if you survive it and kill him in time, or you be overly cautious and then you know you're not going to finish it and you're going to lose. So either way, it's a lose-lose. You either go for it or you don't. They should have a thing that turns it off when you're soloing a raid. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be a lot of work. For them on the back end. That's probably why they wouldn't do that, because they'd have to go through 15, almost 16 years of content to turn off certain things and cogs and blah blah blah. I don't know if they would honestly do that. It's a lot of work involved. I don't see them doing that. More or less, you'd probably be told to avoid that sort of content. Like, you know, like it is, you know, the way it is, you know, how it is. Like, so if you're not able to do that, get a few friends together. But other than that, it's like, you know, yeah. So unfortunately, when it comes, like, I can't do the bottle ship. I can't do that one because that requires you to have two people turning the cogs at the same time on either side of the room to turn off the ads for that mother brood like fight. So I can't do that. You know, so there's a bunch of things like that where, you know, you really just can't. And then not the greatest example, but But when it comes down to like the duo called Flashback, where a lot of the flex suits come from in the game, there's a certain point where you have to go into the Speed Force and it will not let you progress until a second person is there. Like, just will not allow you to progress past that until a second person is there. Like, literally a second person has to be there in the Speed Force, otherwise it will not let you progress and move on to the next map. So, I don't know. It's dumb. I'm not a fan of it, but you know, it's just how the content was made back in the day. Come on, Constantine, where's my ward? He didn't drop the sigil. He probably got stunned right as he came out. This is the big boss right here. I think he tosses canisters at people, or his buddies do. I think the most difficult fight in this raid is definitely the last boss, because you have the you have like the blue sphere thing that goes around you that you have to use to close portals. And those portals can start to really crowd the room, so you really have to be strategic about where you go. So it's all about burning the boss out as quick as you possibly can. Or you're going to be overcrowded and then you're going to die to a portal. And those are basically like one-shots if you don't have the blue thing on you. Even if you do have the blue thing on you, you are still taking a lot of damage trying to close a portal. And the blue thing will do a lot of damage to you if you don't get rid of it. So you literally can't not do the mechanic. You have to close portals with it to get rid of it. It's just a slightly less deadly dot than the portals. Alright, let's see what we got. And we'll do the poster. Tiny Lilith says, my favorite bounty is a Doomsday bounty because I played smallest character in the game when Doomsday has a copter in his hands, he hit me and I'm strong enough to take it. Yeah. The thing I love is literally nuking him into oblivion to where he can't even do the helicopters. I've seen that a few times. I think that's freaking hilarious. Like, he'll do the beams to the sky and then you'll just like take him out and then he's on the ground and there's no helicopters. I think that's kind of funny. Oh, never mind. There is the one boss in this one room. This next boss actually does hit pretty freaking hard. I totally forgot about it. I was thinking it was going to be Gentleman Ghost, but that's not right because Gentleman Ghost is in Ultimate Soldier. Oh, you can't skip this cutscene? Come on. Alright. Yeah, that's right. This map is just littered with enemies. One's right here. There we go. Some right here. There we go. Yeah, don't need berserks for them. Yeah. If these didn't have a grounding component, I'd definitely just be zipping right past them. Zip lining. One's right here. Oh, okay, nope. Right here. Look at her, she's got a giant freaking bomb, look at that. Gotham or bust. That's actually pretty funny. Her picking one of those giant bombs up. Some right here should be. It's like every couple, there we go. Tiny Lilith says this must have been fun when it was a new DLC. It actually really was. You could really pad your numbers on the scoreboard because there was plenty of ads to kill. But this was a fun raid. Surprisingly, a lot of people had trouble with this raid. Quite a few people had trouble with this raid. So what you would do is you take her over here, because these bombs drop off these piles, and they're basically like a one shot or a two shot. Come on, get over here. And then people would take their henchmen, and they would clog them up right here. And this boss resurrects. There we go. Alright, you're in a good spot. But yeah, this boss resurrects. So this won't, you know, even though it looks like their health is going down a lot, they're going to get back up again. See, that panic is that they apply to you is supposed to make you run out in front of the bombs that drop off the piles. There they are. They get resurrected. Drop everything. Drop the kitchen sink, everything on them. Oh, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at them right in that corner. I couldn't have asked for better. Just get them right in there. Man, they got a lot of CCing on them. Holy cow, they do a lot of CCing. Like, it doesn't matter what immunities I have going on. They're just like, nope. They're like, I'm going to make sure that you get stunned every single time. Like, they bypass your control resistance, that's for sure. Alright, they're down for the count. And then gotta go pick up Wonder Woman. Ooh, museum signed fire. That goes for good money. That goes for really good money. Well, now I know where it drops. I always kind of wondered. I thought it came from the Flash Museum. I mean, I think it was the same. This was and this was monthly content. This wasn't a DLC. This was monthly content. This was where you'd get one or two pieces of content a month. So I think it was the, let me see, I think it was the Flash Duo and then this one. story arcs. No, Bombshell and Corrupted Xamaron. So Bombshell and Corrupted Xamaron. But yeah, these were the partial ones. So this was a monthly one, this was a monthly one, this one, and this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. I think this was its own thing. No, this was also one. This one, and then you had Amazon Fury. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so that was literally a whole year of content from Wayne Manor, from Wayne Manor all the way down to Bombshell Paradox. So Bombshell Paradox was the new like setup to where you had 2 pieces of content per month. Yeah. So this was something that was very new back in the day. People didn't know what to think of it. But the thing with, even though you think to yourself, you're like, oh wow, 2 pieces of content per month. A lot of the time they did end up being late, and a lot of stuff getting pushed back like a week or two for a lot of this stuff. So a lot of this stuff found itself being, 2 or 3 weeks late, to where saying that something was coming that month was more or less meaning the last week of that month, or possibly the first week of the next month. So and so what they would do is that it was like, what, every 3 months? So it's like every 3 months or 3-4 months, something like that. You would get a third of the gear set. Like the energy armor was one of those sets where it was delivered in pieces. So you had so I think like the first time around it was like, I don't know, trying to think of it, but I'm just going to give an example because I don't want to be wrong in like the order. But I think it was, like chest belt, feet the first month, and then it was like legs, shoulders, and back, and then the last month it was like head and shoulders, or something like that. It was like you got the different pieces, and then that, like, the best gear at that time was not in a vendor, it was in the content, and it was purple gear. That was your best gear. And so and you had to run the content multiple times to try to get the best gear. It was all RNG based. So when you'd run Elite, you would try to keep running until you got the piece that you needed. There were plenty of times where, I needed like the foot piece or something, and I ended up getting the, the belt like 4 times, the Elite belt 4 times, and I needed the chest piece, so I'd have to run it some more and try to make sure I can, get it. I could tell I had that thing on me. I'm just waiting for me to get that blue on me so that I can close that portal that's right in front of us. I'll do that. I got it on me. Ah! I thought I had enough time. I guess I didn't have enough time. I had just gotten it on me. I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and go over there. Maybe I had just... Like, I'm trying to think of what knocked me out. So severe punishment. For some reason, my severe punishment went off. I know I had... Okay. I know I had canceled. I don't know why Rage Crash just wanted to go off and one-shot me. I know I had done it. Maybe for some reason it just didn't count it. That's so annoying. I know I canceled, and I canceled in time too. Sometimes the audio or the mechanic will be delayed, and then so you'll be canceling it at your proper time, and it'll count it as, you know, like being too late or too early. Ma'am, could you get any closer to the black hole? Oh, come on. See, this is the part that's kind of hairy about it. Let me just put a full shield on, cuz see, that's the thing where it's like you have to control the damage that you take with that. And if you have a mitigation shield, you're just going to keep bleeding out like a lot with that one. You have to control how much damage you take with that. It's annoying. Yeah, that's why I don't do this raid a lot, just because it's like, it's very nitpicky and you have to kind of be strategic about it. I don't want to be strategic about it. I just want to burn stuff. It's like... Like, I have to think about, like, oh, where are the portals so that... Nope, don't have it yet. Okay, she's stunning me. I didn't even close the portal, and that thing went away. I mean, I got plenty of opportunity to close it. Well, I must have gotten it because I definitely closed that. Alright. Alright, full health. There we go. It's over. See, that's how finicky it is. You really have to kinda... You have to handle this with kid gloves. Sometimes you just gotta throw in another shield. So yeah, so here you go. You got the energized chest piece and the belt. Chained skeletal remains. So energized chest piece and all that, that's basically just the energy armor styles. Loadout, so I'm gonna put this one back in. Alright. Yeah, 2 deaths. Dear God. I hate having to put a full shield in, but sometimes you just got to. What alert haven't I done in a while? Arkham Asylum, I'll do that. I haven't done that in God knows. You know what? Is there... Did they ever have an Arkham version of that, or is that just a walk-in? Either way, let me just go back to the alerts. Yeah, we'll do Arkham Asylum. Why not? It's been a little bit since I've done that. Man, it's funny seeing the lantern auras in this environment. You definitely don't see this sort of environment a lot in the game. All I know is I'm going to be skipping quite a few ads. Yeah, funny enough, if I want to spam a raid, it's usually Ultimate Soldier. I can do that in like 5 or 6 minutes. It's not too bad. Probably down here. Oh, the cog is literally just that guy up there. No, I need one more boiler. I'm trying to find out where they got it. No, that's an Arkham guard. Oh, it's right here. Literally missed it. Man, this is annoying. I'm just gonna roll the whole way there. Because this is getting annoying. Because if I try to zip line, they're just gonna keep freezing me. Alright. There we go. Much better. Oh, there's the door. Alright. Mr. Freeze should be... here he is. He should be down here. I used to remember when you have Earth Pets and you could one-shot bosses. Lilith says it would make most raids you can solo. I don't know what their plan is with their all kick, but I'd like it to be in other games I've played where you can have 3 or 4 going on missions. Well, they may do that. You never know. They may very well do that. No, we're not. We're not going to defrost the boilers. We're just going to straight take them out. Yeah, he used to hit hard with that skull. There we go. It says most raids you can really solo easily. Yeah, most of them you can. I guess I'll do the swords. Alright. It should be the poison ivy wing, I guess? Yeah. Definitely less of an eyesore with the new updated model. Tiny Little says, isn't Razor Artifact a must-have for builds now? Yeah, for the most part, just because of how much damage it does. Yeah. What's it get cut? It's getting caught on the top of the door for some reason. I'm trying to move through the freaking doorway and it's like, nope. One more to go. Where is it? Is it all the way down here? Yeah, they got too many of these, like these pod people sacks up here that's making me confuse it for the actual lasher heart that I have to get. too many of those. See, because this one's a pod person one too, and I'm not going to open up every single one. Just gonna take a quick look. So it's not this one. Maybe it's under here. No, pod person, pod person. Is this it? No, frickin' pod person. Man, I can't find it worth anything. Screw it. I'll just burn these because I'm having trouble finding it. Oh, here it is. Dear God. Talk about hiding it. Okay. Dear God, that was unnecessary. Having it on a stairwell? Alright. Okay, so I gotta take out some of them for the door to open. Alright, was that enough? Yeah, that's enough. Alright. Razor's helping out. Two more. One here and then one right above it. It's kind of beautiful in here. I will do the disguise. Well, I can't get out of here because the portal definitely leading. I mean, it came up, but the door's locked. Okay, there it is. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I gotta warp then. But you can't warp in combat, so they're all gonna prevent you from warping. Alright. Scarecrow. Alright, one of those was the trigger to open this door. Good to know. There we go. Just one shot of them. That's great. Alright, this should be the room. Got him in the first phase. Scarecrow's tattered hat. Nice. Tiny Little, it says, I haven't done this alert. I have done this alert, but it seems more like a raid than an alert. Yeah, like a lot of people talk about like how, oh, well, I don't like this alert, or I don't like this alert because it was very long. Like, you know, alerts weren't like that back in the day. Some of them were. Some of them definitely were. And this was one of them. A very long alert. Like, we've been in here 20 minutes. Almost 21 minutes. Yeah, some of the alerts definitely were very immersive, but man, did they take a while. I'm going to see if I could just skip past all these ads. Just skip right to the meat of it. She's the only one that got updated. Scarecrow and Freeze definitely need an upgrade, but yeah. Yeah, this used to be quite a tough fight back in the day. Not so much now, but still. I mean, people used to make guides on like how to defeat these three. So much for his devastating attack. It's like Mr. Freeze is about to do a devastating attack, and then he just goes straight down. He just goes down, and you're like, well, so much for that. Says maybe they will get updated. Yeah, hopefully, right? Yeah, maybe one day. If they end up being like a big part of like the you know, like another DLC or something, probably, right? It's just all about how it lines up. If it lines up well, you know, then it'll happen, right? Unholy Matrimony. I think I have tried Unholy Matrimony. I just really can't do it. I've gone to the last part with Trigon, and you can't beat him out before he does. Like, by the time I get him to like 10% health, he's like hitting like a truck. Like, I'm not able to, like, he's so buffed up that that he just one-shots you. So I have tried soloing that. I have tried it on test with it unscaled, and it's super easy. Like, it's like night and day. I wish they still kept the DLC versions of the upgraded, like, you know, like conversion chamber and all that. That'd be kind of cool if they had kept that up. The Demon's Plan, Phantom Zone, Desecrated Cathedral. What do I want to do here? I think I've already done Active Defiance before. We'll do Mist Recovery. Or no, Strike Team. I haven't done Strike Team in a while. I mean, since I'm a Lantern, right? I should do some of the Lantern alerts. Oh, that's the one I think we use later. This one right here. I was looking at him, I'm like, don't have the teleport already? It says he gets stronger the longer it goes, so a card gunfight is DPS race. Well, also the lower his health is. The lower his health is, the stronger he gets. Because I didn't have that fight going very long. I didn't have that fight going very long with him, but you know, he just so strong that you know, there's only so much you can really do. Yeah, burning them is not worth it. There you go. Razor will take care of it for me. Just simply not worth it. Alright. Very good. I know in the hero version, like, ads come out. I never see ads with this run. But basically, I was so strong in the unscaled version, I like used aquatic arsenal, like one set of aquatic arsenal, and he was down. And Raven was still trying to fight him, and he's down for the count. Like it was that over. It was over that quickly. A red and blue lantern, a green lantern, and a yellow lantern. Yeah, the one thing I would like to see from Trigon is the demon aura he has. That's something that I've always put in as like a request, you know, to see that. That'd be cool. man, she... Yeah, it'd be cool to get the demon aura he has. I've put that in as a request, like, I don't know, maybe 3 times. I think I'll actually need a full shield for this. Oh, jeez. Leave it to me to have a random, just stray freaking Green Lantern being like, oh, I want to pick a fight. It's like, you're like, how many CRs under? Just give it a rest. There you go. Yeah, they didn't last very long, that last boss. They didn't last long at all. I thought I was gonna have to worry about getting like stunned and like by like the ad or whatever. That wasn't even close to happening. Not even close. Because there's one that'll just like insta like stun you until, you know, until you die basically, in that fight. And we didn't even get to that part. She didn't last that long for that to even happen. It's like, I don't know, every 25, 30 seconds they'll come out. Or at least that's what it seems like. Like the Blue Lantern one, because I didn't know where she was, I turned around and I locked on her and she just had Aracia, like she was able to get Aracia up for a little bit, give her a little bit of health, and I just swiped and she went right back down again. Yeah, this is like stealing candy from a baby. I mean, I'm the same CR as them, right? And I'm just cutting right through them like they're like under, like massively under my CR. I'm just cutting right through them. Oh, okay. I'm like 15, I think I'm like, yeah, 15 CR over them. But still, I shouldn't be dominating that much. That's insane. But then again, that's Aquatic Arsenal, so I guess, you know, I shouldn't be too surprised. Another citizen right here. Yeah, the elite version of this, man, that was fun. The elite version of this, they did a good job with it. That was fun. It was definitely fun, like battle tanking it, because it had enough bite to it, but it felt good to be able to do a lot of damage in there. Alright, we got to our mysterious number of how many lanterns it takes before the door opens. We're just gonna overkill our kilo. Yeah, I'm so used to the elite one where you definitely had to put a little more into it. Alright, there we go. We'll do this. Wow, I'm actually surprised. A plan I don't have. Well, we're gonna collect that then. She's all the way up in the air. Alright, fine. I'll put one of the rings on. Yeah, I know that in the files when it came to Non, you know how Ursa has like a weird like black suit that she has for the vendor? There's like a different version of her. Non in the files has a different version like that as well. Because in one of the old threads, they were showing like what additional files there were, and Non actually has a version, and it shows it shows him in that other suit, in that other Kryptonian suit, and it shows like his head, and that he was like lobotomized by the Kryptonian Council, and that's why it's like I forget what it was. I think it was an investigation, but it basically said like before the council took Nod's mind, you know, like him and Jor-El were like ally scientists, you know. So Non wasn't always like a dumb like brute, like hired muscle. He was, you know, he was actually very intelligent, at least in the lore in the game, and then he was made that way. I think it was a player brief. Fortress Solitude. There it is. I had found it. Let me turn the audio up.
It is easy to be swayed by what can be done, but always ask, should it?
Here it is. Like, so if you go into the player briefings, and it talks about None, so he wasn't always like a dumb brute. Because look, right... I think it's Power Core.
Kal-El, my son. On Krypton, I was a scientist. I worked with Nan before the Council destroyed his mind to try to avert Krypton's destruction. Remember the technology that all power must be used to protect, not to destroy. It is easy to be swayed by what can be done, but always ask, should it?
There you go. Before the council destroyed his mind. So, and if you look at the renderings that they have for the files, it shows like scars on his head, like with stitches and stuff, like, you know, kind of like what you'd expect for like Frankenstein. So they went ahead and just like legit, like, you know, he used to work with Nan, so they legit lobotomized him to, you know, I guess he had conflicting views with the Kryptonian Council, and so that's how they decided to handle it. Because I guess, you know, like I guess he was super strong and he was a problem, and if they disagreed with him, it'd be hard to deal with him. So they just said, "Oh, we'll just do that." But just a little bit of a lore drop right there. You know, if you check out that player brief, you can hear the same thing. But yeah, just a little tidbit about Non that people don't often know, or at least in the game lore. Alright. Let me do one of the bounties out here. Do we have any of the bounties up and ready to go? I know we have Superman, but I want to see one of the Lantern ones. And then, so, let me see if I can find it. Let me go to the House of, or Hall of Doom. Try to show off the what I'm trying to talk about here with, so Zod, if you ever do Central Tower, I'll play that in a bit so we can see it, but basically, the suit that Zod wears, which is basically the Phantom Zoner suit, or this suit right here, like see how Ursa has this different suit? If you actually see it in its actual color and not a hologram, it's like a, I'm trying to think of where else she wears this suit in the game, but basically it's like a dark black and purple suit with like the red lettering, or orangey red lettering, kind of like on this suit. Non has that version of a suit in the files as well. He has the same suit in the files. And then Zod's version of the suit is in the Central Tower raid, where you fight him in his actual Kryptonian gear. Because what you got to understand is that the suit that you usually see them in, that is what they pieced together when they were in the Phantom Zone. So with what little technology they had, they pieced that together. So yes, it's Kryptonian tech, but it's kind of rudimentary. Two Turn says, do you read your chat? Yes, I do read my chat. I just saw that you did the 3 exclamations like right now. I don't know exactly how to respond to that. Yeah, I was replying to Tiny Lilith and building upon that. But I don't know. I can't reply really to like three question marks. You got to give me a little more context than that. Oh, Ursa style vendor is in her suit. Okay, that's a good point. Let me go rush over there. That is a good point. I totally forgot about that. It's probably over on this side. Yeah. I totally forgot about everybody that's literally over here, because you have like Evil Star and all of them over here. So she's going to be on the villain side of it, so she'll be over here. Here we go, Ursa. So this is her evil suit. So Non has this suit. Non has this suit in the files. You could probably look this up on Google, and you'll see the picture come up for it. But Non has his own version of this suit right here. And then, like in the raid, let me go back into the raid. In the raid, Zod has his own version, which is literally the Phantom Zoner suit. That's basically his version. Like, it'd be cool to see them as a trio come out in those suits in a boss fight. That's what I want to see. Yeah, that's what I want to see, is to see the three of them in their suits, in their proper Kryptonian suits like that. Like, I'd like to see them like update those suits, maybe give them like better materials, and then put them into like a boss fight. So, all right. See, this is his version of the suit now. That's his version of the suit. And you can make that with the Phantom Zoner set, the Zone Walker set. Zone Walker set, I think, is like a lower value version of the Phantom Zoner set. I think the Zone Walker came before the Phantom Zoner set. So definitely like a much older set, and then they had a better one come out for PvP. But with a combination of them, you can do a pretty good like version of it. All right. Ah, he's down for the count. Oh, Wayne Manor double doors. That's not too bad.
Whenever I knock you down, you just get back if you survive the notification. Although, think of it as a test.
Invisible wall. Alright, there we go. Ooh, another set of Wayne Manor doors. All right. Wow, 2 in a row. Well, I feel like this is a good stopping point. Appreciate you all for hanging out with me tonight and just, watching me solo or just run some random stuff. I appreciate you all for just checking it out. And I hope you guys have a great night. And if you like this style, a short is up for it, and I have a video attached to it so that you can make it yourself if you want to make our friend Razor. So I appreciate you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Laters.